Hello everyone, it's Miss Hinde-Taylor here, ready to read Chapter 2 of The Spy Who Loved School Dinners by Pamela Butchart, and this chapter is called The New Girl. It all started when Miss Jones, that's our teacher, told us that a new pupil would be joining our class, and that she was French, and that she was from France, and that her name was Mathilde, which sounds a bit like Matilda but isn't. We all got really excited about the new girl coming, and it was even better because she was coming all the way from another country. Miss Jones made us do lots of French lessons before Mathilde arrived, and then she gave us all French dictionaries so we could look up all the words Mathilde said and find out what they meant. Miss Jones said that Mathilde was very good at speaking English and that she knew lots of English words, but she also said that we should try to use French words so that we could make Mathilde feel more at home, and also to practice our French. I was really pleased when Miss Jones said that Mathilde knew lots of English words, because I'm not very good at French, and I wanted to be able to speak to the new French girl and ask her if she lived beside Disneyland Paris, and if she'd ever eaten frogs' legs or snails, like Dad said she might have. That's why there's pictures of snails and frogs everywhere. Mum got annoyed at Dad when he told me about the snails and the frogs' legs. She said, "Don't be daft, Stuart," that's my dad, "just because someone's French doesn't mean they eat frogs' legs." And then she said, "That's like saying that just because you're from Scotland, you eat haggis and wear a kilt all day." And then Dad burst out laughing and said, "I've never eaten haggis in my life and I hate my kilt." And then Mum said, "Exactly," and threw a tartan sock at Dad and walked away. Then Dad said that Mum was right and that Mathilde probably didn't eat frogs' legs or snails, and that he'd only been joking and that it wasn't really a funny joke. But I decided that I was going to ask Mathilde about the snails anyway, just to be sure, because we get loads of snails in our garden and I could collect them all in a box and give them to her, because I don't really like the snails and I definitely wouldn't eat any of them. So anyway, on Friday, Miss Jones asked me to stay in at break to talk about Mathilde coming. Miss Jones said that she wanted me to take special care of Mathilde when she got here and make sure she settled in okay. So I said that I would, and I was really excited because everyone wanted to be friends with the new French girl, and I couldn't wait to tell Zach and Jodie and Maisie that I had been the one picked to be in charge of her. Zach and Jodie and Maisie are my friends. Zach lives in the flat downstairs from us, and Mum says we've been friends since we were babies. And I've been friends with Jodie since the first day of primary school when Jodie wouldn't let go of her mum's leg. Look, there's a picture of her. Until me and Zach pulled her fingers away one at a time. And Maisie is our new friend. We weren't really friends with her until months and a week ago, when we all went through a traumatic experience together when we thought Miss Jones was an alien. I used to think that Maisie was a bit weird because she was always fainting and stuff, and also because she's a bit of a scaredy cat, but now I think she's great. So anyway, I told everyone about how I was in charge of looking after Mathilde, and Zach said that we could take Mathilde to the den, and then Jodie said she wasn't sure in case Mathilde told. The den is the secret room that nobody except for us knows about, under the stairs that lead to the toilets. And it's where we have our secret meetings and stuff. The den has loads of cool things in it, like chalk from the old days, and a sink, and even a kettle. We think it's where the old caretaker used to have his breakfast and hide from the head teacher because he didn't like him. But now the old caretaker has retired and we've got the key. But we don't bother locking the door anymore because nobody except for us knows that the den exists, and also because we lost the key. So, anyway, I said to Jodie that we would have to show Mathilde the den, because Mathilde had to stay with me at all times. And then I said that I had to come to the den to do important things, like feeding the moth, and making plans for the swimming pool we were digging behind the bike shed, and that Mathilde would have to come too. And Jodie couldn't really argue with that, so she just said okay. So we made a Welcome Mathilde poster. Oh, look at the poster, isn't it lovely? And put it up on the wall. And then we tidied up a bit, and then we wiped all the dust off a bucket so that Mathilde would have a chair to sit on. And then we went back to class. Okay, that's the end of chapter 2. Join me next time for chapter 3.